Welcome, 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 good people. Welcome. Hold on there. Get this off my screen. All right. All right. See, I'm supposed to be ready. Me live here. Here. Me live. It's a me live. Me live. Yeah. I'm live, baby. Live and in living color. Live and in living color. Alright, we live on the living color again in the morning. You know, it's your brother Bolo V&R in our space. People. Pleasant good day, pleasant good day, pleasant good day. Come on in, come on in. Please remember to follow me on our platforms. Bolo V&R, Bolo V&R 2.0, Bolo V&R Clips, and Bolo TBV. We're at 660 or 670 on Bolo TBV. I want to thank you guys for your continued support. You understand? We have some important news, ladies and gentlemen. This is important news, in my estimate. You know, the People's National Party recently had some issue with the mayor of Kingston. Yes, yes. And we have a verdict. You understand? So I'm not going to really waste any time. We're going to get through the information as it regards to that situation. Now, I'm going to go back and then go forward, because there's an article on Nationwide that stood out to me, right? This article right here on May 15th, it says, request to explain removal of PMP posters lacks legal merit. How laughable is that now? How laughable is that tagline now? Let's really talk about it. Huh? Request to explain removal of PMP posters lacks legal merit. Vernon attorneys said. That are the mayor of Kingston. Right? The present mayor of Kingston. The legal battle over the removal of People's National Party PMP political signs in St. James is heating up. Lawyer for Mayor of Montego Bay, Richard Vernon, are pushing back against a request from the political ombudsman to explain the removal of opposition campaign posters in the parish. They are questioning the legal grounds on which he's been asked to explain his decision. So they were questioning the legal grounds. Hey, you see say them people either operate against the law or them simply don't know the law. Wagwan Kimon. One more win for PMP, man. I don't go and like up a video, go and share up a video, see? Right? One more win for the PMP. It says here, Sharon Campbell tells us, alright. Now for the people in Panam, what you call it now? Bolo TBV. Right now, me can't left for no Bolo V&R 2.0. I can't left for no. Bluetooth mode. It would not be right of me to leave you out now, is it? Alright, there we go. So now make we hear where them have to say here so from this previous article.
According to the law firm Bennett Cooper Smith, acting on behalf of Mayor Richard Vernon and the St. James Municipal Corporation, the political ombudsman's request for an explanation about the removal of PNP campaign posters lacks legal merit. This was outlined in a letter dated May 5. In it, the firm refers to a previous correspondence dated April 25, which asked Mayor Vernon to explain his role in the removal of the posters. It's a move the opposition says breaches the political code of conduct. However, the mayor's legal team argues that the corporation was simply carrying out its statutory duties under long-standing town and country planning regulations, which predate political conduct laws by decades. They say the regulations are not unclear or ambiguous as to the obligations of the municipal corporation, nor are the other relevant laws under which the corporation has jurisdiction. The letter says the corporation is neither a political party nor a person, and the mayor, who is also the chairman of the corporation, performs his duties as such. The firm also raised concerns about media reports on the issue, claiming Mayor Vernon first learned of the letter through the press before receiving it in a sealed envelope. He's asked the Office of the Political Ombudsman to confirm whether it disclosed the matter to the media and what steps are in place to protect confidentiality. 3 prospective PNP candidates, Dr. Andre Horton, Senator Janice Allen, and Alan Bernard, have taken the matter to the Supreme Court, accusing the municipal corporation of political victimization. They're seeking to represent West Central, Central, and Northwest St. James. They argue the removal of their posters was unlawful and are calling for the signs to be restored. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
Alright, so you hear that? Zane, you hear that? You hear them boastful and they go on? Right? According to the law firm, on behalf of Mayor blah 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 blah, this was outlined in the letter. That them just read. Alright, so that's what them say. Zane, now ladies and gentlemen, fast forward to the letter now. Fast forward to now. To the June 9th. PNP caretaker wins injunction blocking removal of campaign signs in St. James. Come on, man. Yeah, man, that for reach them, man. Them too enough. Anyway, make you read the article here. Saying, the legal battle over the removal of campaign signs by St. James Municipal Corporation is escalating. 3 PNP caretakers in the parish have been granted permission to seek judicial review of decision. They've also been granted an injunction by the Supreme Court against further action by the corporation to have their campaign materials removed. What does that mean? Them can't remove no more of the material. Them have to leave it up. And can you imagine? We are less than 100 days away from an election. One that has to happen. And if it's not 100 days, it is less than December 15th at the last day legally, where the election has to be called. The last day, it has to be December 15th. You hear what I said? Election have to happen this year. So this look, what you call it now? Thai soldier, right? This look Thai soldier me where Andrew Lawless put battery in him back, right? And the Jamaica Lawless party put battery in him back. Gone trouble the people them sign on a mobile. Because him not have a chance to win on a mobile, you know. Tell him say, me say God say so. Him not have a chance for winning a mobile. You hear me say a while ago? Tell him say God say so. Right? Rat infestation on a mobile and beer thing. People can't access beach. Well, it be a problem there mobile when to fix. And them come run down PNP poster. So you bothered? That for sure you say you can't win. Right? Big up yourself, Richard. Anyway, make we listen to this. Make we listen to this. Make we listen to something here. So, them can't take down no more PNP poster. Injunction in them blouse and skirt. And when you go to the legal, the judicial review, them are going to get charged. Them are going to pay them money, pay back money. It's same KSMC have got to pay back them money. No KSMC, sorry, my bad. The same municipal corporation have got to pay back the JLP member them money. The PNP member them money for them flyers or them take down illegally. Them posters. Mark my words. But anyway, make we listen to this.
The case was triggered by the St. James Municipal Corporation's decision, under the leadership of Mayor of Montego Bay Richard Vernon, to take down multiple PNP campaign posters on April 5, 2025. This action was later formalized through a motion at the corporation's Finance Committee meeting on April 9, 2025, which purported to authorize the removal of the PNP materials across the parish. The claim was filed on behalf of the PNP prospective candidates for West Central St. James, Dr. Andre Horton, Central St. James, Janice Allen, and Northwest St. James, Alan Bernard. The St. James Municipal Corporation was listed as the sole respondent. Dr. Horton is seeking to unseat Marlene Malahoo Fort, while Allen is mounting a challenge to Heroy Clark, and Bernard is seeking to take down GLP veteran Dr. Horace Chang. The PNP lost all 3 seats by more than 1,000 votes in the last general election. The PNP caretakers applied for judicial review of the decision by the corporation to order the removal of their political billboards that had been erected in and around the town. They also sought an order quashing the decision of the corporation to remove the billboards on and around April 5, 2025. They've also called for a judicial review of the motion passed by the corporation on and around April 9, 2025, in the Finance Committee meeting which prohibited the display of advertisements for parliamentary candidates in the pending general election. The PNP candidates similarly applied for an order barring any officers, servants, or agents of the St. James Municipal Corporation from removing or interfering with their political advertisements. Finally, they requested an order compelling the respondents, its officers, servants, or agents to return, restore, or reinstate the applicant's political advertisements or signage that they removed or caused to be removed from, in, and around the municipal district of St. James. Having been granted leave to seek judicial review, the PNP members say they intend to seek a declaration that the respondent acted ultra vires, unlawfully, and in breach of procedural fairness. The PNP is represented by Attorney-at-Law Maurice McCurdy. The St. James Municipal Corporation is represented by the law firm Bennett Cooper Smith. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
So you hear that? Wagwan Nora. We don't want and care from them. What? Ryan Campbell Wagwan. Patrick, big up yourself, my general, every time. Zane. Alright. So, I want to hear that. I want to see what I go on this. Now, we are going to the statement. As a matter of fact, let me read this. As granted injunction blocking the PNP Municipal Corporation from removing lecture campaigns belonging to opposition. Alright. The court also gave 3 prospective candidates, Dr. Andre Horton, Janice Allen, and Alan Bernard, permission to pursue judicial review of the corporation's decision. Attorney Maurice McCurdy, who represented the candidate said, while the court granted corporation permission to appeal, it refused a request to put the judgment on hold while the appeal is being considered. What? The St. James Municipal Corporation, if they remove any further posters of the applicants, it can be held in contempt of court. Oh! So if they remove, it says here, the St. James Municipal Corporation, if they remove any further posters of applicants, it can be held in contempt of court, McCurdy said. The ruling was handed down on Monday by senior... Yeah, Mums. If the ruling was handed down on Monday by such and such. Alright, judicial review allows... What is that? Judicial review allows the court to determine whether the processes used by the public authority in arriving at a decision were fair and unlawful. So the judicial review allows the court to determine whether the processes used by the public authority in arriving at a decision were fair and lawful. I cannot wait for the judicial review. I cannot wait for the judicial review. Who else can wait? Me can't wait. Me giddy right now for this because the only thing is that court kind of dragged out and take a while, especially Supreme Court. No, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. You understand? No joke about that. Anyway, let me see how it go. It says here, Arden Allen and Bernard filed a court action against the corporation April 29th. The corporation is represented by law firm Bennett Cooper. The dispute erupted after Richard Vernon, who is the mayor of Montego Bay, we already know that. The PNP candidates protested the decision and said it's a breach of their rights, blah, blah, blah. The Election Commission of Jamaica, acting in its role as the political ombudsman, wrote to Vernon on April 25th requesting a written explanation and the legal authority under which the signs were removed. Remember me telling you? Right? It also noted that the general election is due by September. The request was backed by a letter from Electoral Commission Chairman Earl Jarrett, whose office assumed the political ombudsman role in 2024. But in a response dated May 14, Vernon attorney Rose Bennett Cooper rejected the request, saying he could not determine the legal basis on which the ombudsman had sought. And you hear them something there? The audacity, listen to me, them people need to come down. You hear me? I'm telling you? Anyway, make me read this. Zin, attorney, legal, victor for the PNP. Another legal victory for the PNP as court slams unlawful takedown on PNP billboards in St. James. Kingston, Jamaica, June 9th. The People's National Party has secured another significant legal victory as the Supreme Court ruled in favor of 3 of its parliamentarian candidates, Dr. Andre Horton, Senator Janice Allen, and Alan Bernard, following the unlawful removal of their campaign billboards by the St. James Municipal Corporation. The case was triggered by the corporation's decision under the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party's mayor, Councillor Richard Vernon, to take down multiple PNP campaign corporation finance committee meeting. No, what? No, my bad. This action was later formalized through a motion at the corporation's finance committee meeting April 9th, which purported to authorize the removal of the PNP campaign material across the parish. In response, the PNP candidates filed that, yes, in a decisive ruling, the court granted both the leave for judicial review and the injunction, effectively halting the corporation's actions and affirming the candidate constitutional rights. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. What are we talking about here? I love when the PNP does this, because you get to understand what is actually going on with this. So it's a decisive ruling. The PNP is very happy about it because 2 things happen, right? The leave for judicial review and the injunction is halting, so the corporation cannot take down any more boards. If they do, they will be in contempt of court, right? And that affirms their constitutional right. So the Constitution wins again. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to study the Constitution and understand its value. You know, Isaac Buchanan always champions the Constitution. You know, he holds it to high regard. And I'm sure you guys already know. If you don't know, well, you know, hey, you need to study that man because he talks about it so much. The Constitution. He talks about the Constitution and all that. Anyway, it says the latest courtroom success marks yet another legal win for the PNP in its ongoing defense of democracy and fairness. Yes, yes. In Jamaica, not only in electoral arenas, right, but across multiple instances where the law has been used to politically to check political overreach. Basically, the JLP, the Jamaica Lawless Party, has constantly used the law, well, abused the law. They have abused their political power and gone against the law. In essence, that's why I call them the Jamaica Lawless Party. They have a history of this. They have been doing it a lot. I think it's probably the 8th time they have gone to court and they are in error. It's around the 8th time, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, it says here that the ruling opposed the principles of fairness, freedom of expression, and the rule of law, said Senator Donna Scott Motley. Big up Miss Motley, PMP spokesperson on justice. The People's National Party will continue to challenge the abuse of state power wherever it appears. This is why the PMP and the JLP is not the same. Alright? This is why the PMP and the JLP is not the same. One of them abused state power, SOEs. You remember the SOEs, ladies and gentlemen? Do you guys remember that the Jamaica Labour Party was upset that the SOEs, they lost that in the Supreme Court? They actually blamed the PMP. The Prime Minister Andrew Owens blamed the PMP in his budget speech that they were not standing with them in helping to progress the country to take down the levels of crime. So they have made it clear that they are willing to break the law, they are willing to break the Constitution just to get political points. They're actually working back ways, you know. For the intelligent people, they're working back ways. For the people that have common sense and can listen to reason, they are working back ways. Because it's not what you do, it's how you do it, you know. You understand? Oh, so you can say, you know, let me use this as an example. I made a lot of money today. How did you make it? Did you sell kids drugs to get the money? See, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. You cannot rejoice about that money being a righteous person. Right? You cannot rejoice about money that's blood money, drug money. You can't rejoice about that. Right? It's not what you do, it's how you do it. So this government, the Jamaica Lawless Party, has clearly shown us who they are. And this is why I want you guys to remember these moments and understand, we not the same. They not like us. You understand what I'm saying? They are not like us, ladies and gentlemen. They are not. They are willing to break the law, right? And when they break the law, you know, they don't go to prison, you know. You know what they do? Sue the government, right? Put them friend in the FID, right? That's what they do, right? When they are to be held accountable for things or possible things that they may have, they might have done wrong. When they are to be held accountable for their statutory declaration, you see how they do. They attack the Integrity Commission, but the Integrity Commission keep winning and winning and winning. I can't wait for October. Mighty God. You think election me can't wait for? Me can't wait for October when them go court after election. Cannot wait. Oh, what a day. Oh, what a day. The People's National Party will continue to challenge the abuse of state power where it appears no public authority has the right to suppress legitimate political participation. No Jamaican should fear political victimization. The PMP commends Dr. Horton, Senator Allen, and Mr. Bernard for defending their rights and applauds the party's legal team for once again securing justice. The party affirms the commitment to standing against all forms of political intimidation and ensuring that Jamaicans can participate in free, fair, and transparent elections. For more information, contact PMP Media Unit, telephone number 876-408-3160. If you don't want to know more about that situation. Right? By the way, Twitter. Twitter. You know, I like to check up on the Integrity Commission from time to time, you know. I am, like I said, I'm very eager to hear what's going on with them, you know. Quite eager. Guys, remember tomorrow, sectorial debate, championing change in local government and tourism and sports. The lovely Mrs. Natalie Nita Garvey, MP, Shadow Minister, right? Yes? So, that is what? What time is that tomorrow? 2 p.m.? Yeah, good. Just remember that. Zane, I might just stream that, you know. You never know. Look out for it. Twitter, yes. The Integrity Commission. Integrity Commission. When was this? June 3rd. June 3rd? Oh, that was the last case. Oh yeah, I read that already. Yeah, I read that already. They won the case against the lady. Yes, the Warlock lady. That's her name, I believe. Warlock. You know what? I don't want nobody feel like me I violate. Let me see. Hold on, give me a second, guys. I don't want nobody feel like me I violate. Lord have mercy. So why the picture now come up? Come on, man. Thank you. Let me see. Oh, Warlock. Warlock is the name, not Warlock. My bad, y'all. I knew something was off about what I was saying. Anyway, moving right along. So the PMP has won another John O'Tanya. Oh, Lord of mercy. The PMP has won yet another court case, ladies and gentlemen, against the Jamaica Lawless party. And yes. I don't know if anybody wants to call in, you know, but you know, you guys can certainly call in so I can hear. Oh, somebody had called me, you know. Somebody had called me and said that they wanted me to interview them. I don't even know what about. If I tell you what this person want me to interview them about, I have no. And then somebody else called me and said that them have some type of information about something and they want to speak online while I'm live. Well, are the people make me make them people I know some live. Yeah, let me make that person I know some live. Anyway, let me move on to the next topic. See? Let me move on to the next topic. Me and say Dr. Dayton Campbell board on fire last night. Blazing! Hey! Boy, the one doctor. Me and say Dr. Dayton Campbell on fire last night. You hear this, ladies and gentlemen? You hear this? One Dr. Dayton. I want to make sure you like up every day, man. Listen to me. People, this channel is getting a fight. The people in my work so spiritual wickedness in high places. You hear me? I tell you no? My videos cannot pop. Me can barely get 100 people in our 17,000 subscriber channel. No matter what time I go live. You hear me? Me cannot get. I may have 167 person in my WhatsApp group. As a matter of fact, almost 200 person. May have more than that from my broadcast list. And I cannot get. No matter whether I go live, no matter if nobody in a live, I cannot get over 100 people in my chat consecutively. So you see what you know over here and listen to me? I am asking you, all of my real day one supporters, I need your engagement in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Don't just make night but a talk and I tell you good evening and share the live and them something there. I need you guys to be engaged in the chat. Yes? Especially if you're not at work and you can be engaged. Fair enough? You don't have to donate like that free. Big up yourself, Floyd Shaw. Please. And I mean, we have 97 people here. And it's like, oh, my mother grow me. When I come to somebody else, I tell them good evening. I tell them good morning. It's that simple. Like that I want a basic thing. You feel what me I deal with? I understand that some people like, and then there's a like button or a heart right there, so where you can press up like TikTok. You know what I mean? Ian, you was good evening. Mighty God. I don't know. I don't know. Something alright. Something ain't right. Boy, I don't know, man. Anyway, come like I mostly we call it labor right to watch me show. Come like I mostly labor right to watch me show. Come like no come right there. When me live most of the time. I swear, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, bro. Somebody say happy birthday to Bolo's mom. Yeah. Um, oh Lord. Velma say happy birthday. Velma Ella too, you know. How many people say their birthday wishes? My mother says she does have a happy birthday and she thanks everybody for the birthday wishes. And Miss Collins, big up herself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Make way with Dr. Dayton Campbell have to say, yeah.
Cover greetings. I want to recognize especially your member of parliament in waiting. I'm already know I'm well pleased and anxious to see her in the parliament represented for the people of Northeast Central. I want to recognize your councillor, youngster for life, my brother and my friend. And youngster represents what can be considered as the heart of the People's National Party. Raising in good times, in bad times, Raise River stands with the People's National Party. Listening you to the people of the Raise River Division. All of the other comments on the platform, comments in the audience, greetings. Well, you know me scared. Now when me come on the talk, it's all the see. And I don't care what the labor rights want to do or say, I talk it how I see. And I realize that the labor rights are trying to run an election based on where people come from. I'm talking about people, bad mind and all of them something. How can you be in government for 2 terms consecutively, 10 years, and when we get to a campaign, your argument is based on where somebody come from and I talk about who bad mind and who this and who that. If you were a government doing any work, you would be campaigning on what you have done for the people. It shouldn't matter where it just come from because your work should be speaking for you.
Exactly.
But because they have not done the work, now they only want to talk about houses. I refuse to allow Lawless and the bag of done to him of a run up behind him say MP. And hold on. When you say them done, they get vexed. And you can look out for your reviews tomorrow morning when we say, oh, we call them ducks. But ducks is a word that is in dictionary. And there is a definition for it. And if people's behavior match the definition, then you can use the word to describe it.
That is funny, honey. That's funny. Oh my God, that is funny.
Lawless, and the bag of dogs swim up and run up my client, say, 18. And hold on. When you say them dogs, they get vexed. And you can look out for your reviews tomorrow morning, one really say, oh, we call them dogs. But dogs is a word that is in dictionary. And there is a definition for it. And if people's behavior match the definition, then you can use the word to describe it. The who come from here, so who come from there, so each year the old lady. That's not how we do.
Come sit with us. Come sing with us.
Half of the children in Jamaica that are going to school hungry. And we know some empty plastic bag can't stand up. People can't learn when they're hungry. And so we have said that under the next PNP government, every needy child in school will get one warm, nutritious meal per day, free of charge, courtesy of the People's National Party. We understand what poor people pick me up through. When I was going to school, I used to buy sugar bun and big Joe box drink and what they could afford. And after lunch, when you go in a class and be a yarn, when teacher reach a blackboard, you know you want thing, buy sugar, settle down in a yard, you want to sleep.
True.
We are going to cut that out and we are going to ensure that the children get a warm, nutritious sleep. None of the ingredients to provide that will come from anywhere else. We are going to ask the teachers, the schools to plan out what the meal options are. And when they tell us what they need, we are going to come to you, the farmers, and we are going to say to you, go there and produce the Irish, produce the pumpkin, produce the callaloo, and that is what is going to feed our children. We have projected that we will spend an additional $9 billion on the school feeding program, and we are going to spend that money with the local farmers, especially our farmers in the parish of St. Elizabeth. Another part of the reason why the children are doing well is that some of them don't have the fear to go to school. And so the next PNP government is going to identify 20,000 needy students and they will get $500 per day towards transportation so that they can come to school. We want your children to become better than you and get better opportunities than you. We want your children to can make life in Jamaica and not to run without foreign in order to make life. We want when you go there and work hard, you can see what you're working for. You don't feel like you're at work, but you still have suffer. When our children go there and work hard and qualify to go to university, the government will ensure that the first child in every family that qualifies to go to university will get a full scholarship from the People's National Party so they can go to university and better themselves. From in the 70s, Michael Joshua Manley said free education because this is the party that believes in education as a vaccine against poverty, as a vehicle for upward mobility in our society. So we now run the election about bad mind and where people come from. We are running the election based on what we are going to do to benefit the people of this country. I am tired of people getting up and putting on them clothes to come a politics meeting. And somebody look out and say, look by him and she and run back a politics and don't live the way. We have to cut out that and make sure that we put housing in place for people in the society.
Think that joke?
Time come now for our people to have better access to housing opportunity. Yeah, them go around every day and run up about no new taxes. This government, JP government, takes $11.4 billion out of the NHP every single year to put it into the country's budget. The next PNP government is going to cut that out. And when we cut that out, we are going to leave that money in the NHP, and we are taking one out of the 11 and we are putting it in a deposit fund that every youngster below the age of 35 who want to buy a house, but you don't have the deposit, the next PNP government is going to give you $500,000 as a grant, not a loan, as a grant towards your deposit so you can purchase a house for yourself. I am tired of young people who go here and live with mama and papa and granny. I come down to young people and them want to keep it grand. And when we cut that out, we are going to leave that money in the NHD and we are taking one out of the 11 and we are putting it in a deposit fund that every youngster below the age of 35 who want to buy a house, but you don't have the deposit, the next PNP government is going to give you $500,000 as a grant, not a loan, as a grant towards your deposit so you can purchase a house for yourself. I am tired of young people who go here and live with mama and papa and granny. Time comes now for young people and them want a key, for them want a yard. PNP is going to ensure that we have housing for young people. We are going to build 50,000 low-income houses in our first term in office. 50,000. Those houses, none of them will cost $10 million. None of them. What this government is doing now, selling NHD house for $30 million, Michael Manley and Carolina Graves to your wicked and to all of them who mess up the national housing stuff. All constituencies, including Northeast and Elizabeth. The candidates have been asked, identify the suitable piece of land, because every constituency will get at least 500 of those low-income houses built within that constituency. And when we build those houses, if the house comes to $10 million, and the land part of it is $2.5 million under the next PNP government, any housing scheme that is built or sponsored by the NHP, the people will not pay for the land portion. You will get the land portion for free. They ask, how can we do that? We can't do it because we are not taking out the $11.4 billion to put into the country budget. We are leaving it with the NHC. You have made the sacrifice for the last 12 years, and so you won't pay for the land portion of any development that we do. So Dwayne, you're right. When the PNP turn government and Mark Golden is going out there, Mark Golden won't be putting up ribbon to open one dege house. We are going to open housing scheme in Great River, housing scheme in Balaclava, housing scheme in Silo, housing scheme in Santa Cruz. And at no time will you see Mark Golden with a sledgehammer and come lick down poor people's house and run them off land and Labour government do that. We have in our society, remember now, when Michael designed the National Housing Trust, I want you to follow me. The Housing Trust was designed for the low-income contributors. He was trying to ensure that poor people can have a roof above their head.
Yes.
He was trying to ensure that poor people can have a roof above their head. We have currently in our society people that are farmers, people that are barbers, people that are hairdressers, people that are selling in a shop. They are cook. We have people that are driving taxi. All of them need a house. They don't have a pay stub. So they can't go down to LHD right now because they don't have a pay stub. The next PNP government, when we build those houses and you see it and like it, we are going to allow you to move into that house and pay rent for the first 6 months. Once you show us that you are disciplined and you are willing to pay the rent, we will convert the rent to mortgage and you move from renting to owning that house under our rent to own policy for the next government. This is part of the reason. When I go to the meeting, I make sure I talk about what we plan to do. Because I don't want us to get carried away at the meeting and people come out and realize that our bag of things we have planned in the next PNP government. I hear some people are running off them out, but we don't have the plans. It's not true. We have a whole heap of plans and things that you will be direct beneficiaries of. You know how many people in Jamaica that currently can't own a house, that once we put those policies in place, we'll suddenly be able to finally own a house and live in dignity. We have agriculture as a critical ministry. 262,000 Jamaicans are registered as farmers. This government put the Minister of Agriculture from St. Elizabeth. They put the State Minister of Agriculture from St. Elizabeth. And they did that because of all the food that is produced in Jamaica. St. Elizabeth produces a quarter of it. Meaning, if you produce 100 pounds, hold on with that. If you produce 100 pounds of anything, 25 out of the 100 come from St. Elizabeth. It is the best farming parish in the entire country. And they put the minister and the junior minister from St. Elizabeth and agriculture still there on the back. How can it be that agriculture still on the back? They have done everything to ensure that the local farmers cannot make it.
Yes.
And what they have done is to give them friend and company permit to import food coming to Jamaica that the local farmers can produce. Not under the PNP government. We are going to ensure that we put our farmers to work to produce those items locally.
Time. Some are got charged for corruption. Oh yes. Some are got charged for corruption. Time come. Some are got charged for corruption. Oh yes.
Roger Clark, if we have come up several times since night. Roger Clark of blessed memory. Ensure that we got to 90% self-sufficiency in Irish, meaning that we produce 90%, 9 out of 10 of what we needed where Irish is concerned. There is no reason why Jamaica should be importing Irish and only another things when we can produce it locally right here. And so the next PNP government is going to ensure that when we reach in there, we support local agriculture so that we can become self-sufficient in the production of Irish and onions and some other things. Money worth of food. No. When you look at how much money worth of food we import in Jamaica, no. When you look at how much money worth of food we import in Jamaica each year, that has moved from 800 million US dollars in 2016 when this government, Labour government, took over. And they have doubled it, moved it to 1.6 billion US dollars in the 10 years that they have been in office. Double it. We have said that we are going to take some of the taxes that we put on imported food. You know, tourism policy, them have tourism enhancement fund. Healthcare policy, them have national health fund. Technology policy, them have universal service fund, them have put up Wi-Fi and everything. Time come now for farmer policy because we are going to put in place the agriculture development fund that will help our local farmers. What are some of the things that we want to do from the agricultural development fund? One, we are going to put some of the money on the PC back so that farmers can get loan, get access to funding, so you can go there and produce and feed this nation. Two, we are going to ensure that we build out irrigation into the community so that you can have irrigation on your farm. Yes, we're going to continue the big project. But if you are farming at 5 acres, 3 acres, we are going to help you to dig the pond and give you the pond liner and give you the irrigation system so you can irrigate your farm. We are going to ensure that we build out storage, and we're not going to ask you to move all the way over. So in every area that we have significant farming, we are going to put a 40-foot reefer solarized container so that you have access to storage. Time come now for farmers to be able to store their produce when they come in and not lose it when brought upon the market. We are also going to buy heavy duty equipment so that we can come in and help you with land preparation. And we are going to ensure that we spend some time and money on research so that when we have disease affecting onion and disease affecting, and how quickly we can treat it so that you can get value for the hard work that you put in. So comrades, I'm going to wrap it up there because a long time ago there. But I say to you, we not just say we want to go in a power. We not come to a microphone and go talk about who bad mind who bad mind is. A fool argument then. Because the first thing is that we could have never bad mind people who can explain how they get them things. In 2020, this Prime Minister.
That is funny, honey.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Come to a microphone and go talk about who bad mind who bad mind is. Also, the first thing is that we could have never bad mind people who can explain how they get them things. In 2020, this Prime Minister, 6 months before the election due, in the middle of it, and with COVID, he could have got that extra 6 months. This Prime Minister went to Parliament in our suit with one green class. We probably showed big suit and tie of green class, and he called the election in August of 2020, and we had the election on the 3rd of September. Now we are 2.5 months away from 5 years, and every day they get about a campaign about them already fixed for the election. They can run, but they can't hide. They must call the election, and when they call it in Northeast St. Elizabeth, they ever get a beating. They must get a beating. They must get a beating, because time come now for Congress just to show them that she is the best and the person to represent this constituency. God bless you. Have a good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, how can you argue with a man like this? How can you argue with the logic? I'm sorry I wasn't covering this last night. Sunday night. This was fire. He addressed Darrell Voss epically. His statements about Badman is stupid. His statements about them not having plans is asinine. He just Man, the man just gave you so many plans that they have. It's ridiculous. If I'm a farmer in Jamaica, I am super excited. You know what's impressive? The practicality of the plans. That's what's impressive. We have all of these. Pat W doing love. Salute to you, Velma. Big up everyone there on the live, right? We have all of these schools, right? And you have students that them parents can't find, food. Like it's hard. The minimum wage is $16,000. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what some people drink at the bar in the day, on a regular day. And I'm not exaggerating. By the time them go and them sit down and them buy two people drinks, and them carry them friend them and them bust 2 round, depending on what they're drinking, $16,000 gone in a belly and gone in a toilet. It's just the reality. It is just the reality. You cannot grow with that type of income. Alfie, how you doing? Good night to you, city. You cannot grow. So look at the practicality of the plans that they have. Daryl Vaz, you're a liar. You came out on the platform and said that the PMP has no plans. You're a liar. Alright? You guys have been stealing the PMP plans. And they waited the perfect time when there was an official budget in the House of the Representative so that the world could see whose plans it was. Because you guys are really good at stealing ideas. Very good at stealing ideas. So, the man said, we need our farmers, them. We're going to work with our farmers. Farmers, listen. We're going to get the itinerary from the school, meaning the list of things that they would normally cook per week for the students that involves a nutritious meal. It's not just any meal, a nutritious meal. One that they can actually have the energy after lunch to do their schoolwork and not have niggeritis because them eat sugar and them get slow down. The sugar actually does that to you, especially in the sun. Right? It's a fact. You start to get weary. Yes? So, to give them some iron, some vitamins, some protein in their diet. Boom. Farmers, we need this, and this in terms of crop. And you have farmers with the chicken, you're going to need the chicken. You have farmers with the pig, you're going to need the pig them too. Whatever the meal entails. Yes? These farmers are going to get what you know called a guaranteed income per month. It's really a weekly basis, but dealing with the government, you're probably going to get the money per month. So on every 2 weeks. So on a monthly basis, you are guaranteed income based off your produce that is needed. They do this in the hotels. Hotels have big contractors of farmers that like farm certain fruits and stuff like that specifically that they want for the hotel. Big contracts, right? So the $9 billion that they're going to put into feeding the kids so them stay in school and get an education, not only is it helping the kids, but the families that are farmer families is going to get income now to grow their own families and to better their own situation. The same tax dollars that you pay is coming back to you. Not only that, we're talking about food security, which is very important. The farmers have a very important job to make sure that our children get not just nutritious meal, but the food is of the highest standard. And it's safe and it's clean and it's not going to poison them or not like that. You get what I'm saying? They're going to have good nutrition. So we can lessen the sicknesses of diet this and the diet that. Good, nutritious food. How can you say that the PMP don't have plans? I never heard the JLP with that plan, you know. Did you? Did you guys hear the JLP come up with that plan? To keep the money within the people of Jamaica. to make sure that they benefit? You cannot understate the importance of farming when farming employs so many people. Farming needs to become sexy again. The man, you need to see the farmer, them drive up in some big van. You hear me say? AC cool like wow. The wheel them might have dirty, but bro, you know much for that? Can roll over any terrain. Right? Farmer if you make so much money, they can branch off and start buy equipment where they can rent out for construction. Because Jamaica need to build. There's so much expansion that can go from farming, it's ridiculous. Right? And the most exciting, Simone, how you doing, love? The most exciting part about the plans that the PAP has, the young people, the $1 billion coming from the 11 billion, 11.4 billion, $500,000 to pay down on your house of choice that you decided they want to buy. Because they recognize that the money up front is one of the reasons why most people don't have a house. They can't pay for the first payment, which is the biggest payment. So here's some help. Here's $500,000. Not the $20,000 where them take from the revenue of future earnings to boast about that they give us a tax back. No, $500,000 to young people so they can actually pay them on their own home. So they can have them own camera and have them independence. You the man say I'm tired to see youth I live with their mother. I'm tired to see people come out the place. And them don't have a good, them a rent house. And them a come a meeting, political meeting. Yo, big up Dr. Dayton Campbell. And the most exciting part for me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm an entrepreneur. Alright? I don't have a limitation to how much money I can make. However, it is hard for me to prove to the people in the bank that, oh, I make this. There's no paperwork. There's no paperwork. There's no consistent flow of money. It can go up, it can go down, it can go sideways. Hey, you have to maneuver. You have to be skilled. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. But what they have said is, we know that there's a lot of you Jamaicans that are entrepreneurs. Them never say you comrades, you know. Them say we know that you, a lot of Jamaicans, ladies and gentlemen, are out there, right, that are entrepreneurs. And you do make a lot of money. Boy, you carrying some money, boy. Right? But there's no bank statements because you're hustling. You're in the streets. You're there everywhere. You do your thing. Right? You buy and sell. Hey, me soon go to that in a Simone. Simone, I have a touch upon that tonight. Doesn't well I look a bit now. Yeah, Simone, I jump gun, you know. Whoa, what a banga wrong. Anyway, I'm going to touch on that, Simone. I'm going to add something too. Because somebody sent me an article that I have to present to you guys. Anyway, yeah, so the rent-to-own initiative, where you pay rent until you turn mortgage, listen to me. I have never sat down, was in a corner, overheard anything that got me so excited. You hear what I said? When I heard them say that we have a rent-to-own initiative where you rent and you pay the mortgage after 6 months because you have shown consistently that you can pay, I was like, why them never send this man? Yo, Mark Golding should be president or the prime minister like 20 years ago. No, not so long. No, allow me to tell you. Mark Golding should have been the prime minister of Jamaica after Portia's second term. Because Portia should have get a second term, you know. And then Portia could have give Marky G, and then would have just usher in the Marky G era. Because I know that Portia love Mark Golding. And she came in politics as far as me understand. So that would have been nothing. You heard what I said? Me say, Marky G should have been in power the last 10 years because my God Almighty, ladies and gentlemen, I probably would have owned 3 houses already. Or at least contributed to 2 others. Because I know my mother I forget one, my sister I forget one, and my brother I forget one, and me I forget one. And we always had the mentality of working together. But NHT was hijacked. We went to NHT, we did all of this and we did all of this, and we found this whole thing is jacked up. It's not like we thought it was. But no, here comes the architect of the NHT to restore the NHT to its rightful purpose. What is more liberating, ladies and gentlemen, than owning your own piece of land and property and house? It's a sense of pride and dignity that comes with that. And the People's National Party is here to restore that amongst all of us. All of us. Big up Dr. Dayton Campbell. And big up the People's National Party. And big up all well-thinking Jamaicans and everybody that has that type of intention, that patriotic intention to serve the people in such a way. We need good people in government. We need good people in governance. We need people that fear God in governance. We need people of principle, pride, integrity, honesty. People that have love, not only for themselves, but also for everyone else. People that are not selfish, come to grab. Come on, big up. So let me know what you think about that in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. Those are my thoughts. One Dr. Dayton Campbell. One Dr. Dayton Campbell. You hear that? Mummy, me dey on the live, you know. I'm dey on the live on my phone, I'm dey on the live on this. One of this is an open mic, it's not muted. I'm going to tell you that already. I think I have Daniel. No, sir. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, me get an article. You see what I'm going with the leeching thing. One of the patriots of Jamaica sent me, I think I either head boy or class prefect. Right? The man will say Andrew Wallace forget 3,000 years in a prison. Him and him cronies. That gentleman. The man sent me an article. And the man's words was this. The man said a clear and complete evidence of economic collapse. Now, I have not read the article. I browsed through the article. I'm going to be very frank about that. I browsed through the article. I also want to look at the article of The Guardian. NCBFG could split out of Leaching's control. Let me find that article as well. Because we need to examine it. You know. We need to examine it. This is very serious. I have to document this. NCBFG could split from Leaching. You can put it that way. Alright? Trinidad Guardian. Here it is. Wonderful. So all these 2 articles lined up. Let's read. Let's read, ladies and gentlemen. One after the other, we're going to read. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's a brother Bolo V&R. We're going to examine 2 articles. And this has to do with the finances of our country. And I'm not going to waste any time because, you see, a lot of people don't like to read and they don't like to hear people read either. I'm not the best reader, but, you know, I try. And let's get into this article because I think it's extremely important. And Simone said, I am afraid for Mark Golden because me think he have some snitch around him. Listen, man, the snakes will always slither, you know. But once he's true to the Most High, he'll be alright. He'll be okay. Alright? If it's God's plan for Mark Golding to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica, which I believe it's ordained. And I've gotten some subtle confirmations of that. You know, don't worry about it. Him covered. Him covered under the blood. You understand? Jamaica-born Michael Lee Chin's personal investment companies are still in deep discussions with bondholders, even as new disclosure revealed that the iconic chairman of NCB Financial Group, the North Caribbean island largest financial institution, could lose control of the company that he, acquired a majority stake of in 2002. NCBFG, that is the National Commercial Bank Financial Group, I believe that's the acronym's name, which is gearing up to raise US 300 million, wow, on the international capital market this week, released a preliminary offer memorandum last week outlining the various risks tied to upcoming transaction. Chief among them is 50.5% of the NCB's FG shares are currently pledged by Lee Chin, the group's founder, chairman, and controller stakeholder, for money that he raised from companies he controls. Let's read that again. Chief among them, 50.5% of NCB shares are currently pledged by Lee Chin, the group's founder, chairman, and controlling stakeholder, for money that he raised from companies he controls. 50% of his shares is pledged. Talks with bondholders have been ongoing since last year, with activity ramping up between March and June for several bonds. Specialty Coffee Investment Company Limited, one of Lee Chin's entities, has been in discussion over a Jamaican 1.9 billion. Ooh. What? A Jamaican 1.9 billion or US 11.84 million bond. According to the Jamaica Gleaner, there have been no public updates in recent times, but bondholders have rejected some extension requests. Mighty God. AIC Barbados Limited, another Lee Chin affiliate, held a bondholder meeting on 12 instruments with a combined face value of US 72.84 million. US 72.84 million US dollars. An AIC bond valued at 1.5 billion. That's Jamaican though. US 9.35 million. Secured 1 year extension last December. Oh, there's more. Yeah, there's more. Separately, AIC Barbados has been offloading shares on the Jamaica Stock Exchange over the last 2 years, with 53,993,194 shares sold between June 2023 and March 2025. That has raised over 3 billion Jamaican dollars. That's US 20.19 million. Between January and March, the company sold 10.31 million shares, raising Jamaican 509 million, US 3.18. And meanwhile, Portland Barbados Limited also has several bonds in play. A US 80 million bond came up for discussion on March 13th. Followed by the US 7.5 million noted on May 27th. One of its bonds, valued at US 10.49 million, failed to get the required votes for an extension through to October 2027. Damn! More meetings are... No, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Woo! Wow. Wow, that's embarrassing. More meetings are scheduled for June 10th and 11th, which is tomorrow, and the next day. Oh, this is going to be interesting. To address other outstanding obligations. According to the June 4th offering memorandum, as of the date of this offering memorandum, certain of these bonds are delinquent with respects to principal and interest payments. Right? A plan has been submitted. A plan has been submitted right here for those who want to follow. I'm right at this yeah. A plan right up here. So a plan has been submitted to the relevant bondholders for approval, seeking a deferral and restructuring of the affected payment obligations. What is a deferral? What is that? A deferral is a postponement of action or event. Okay. So it says here, they're seeking a deferral, a postponement, restructuring of the affected payment obligation. Approval of the plan by the bondholders remain pending. Given the delinquencies and considering the possibilities of future defaults, enforcement of the related security interests could result in our controlling shareholder and chairman losing control of the group without the consent of other shareholders or note holders. Damn!
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Something all right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
Emotional damage.
How you doing, Sonia? Boy, Simon. This no normal. Joan Sinclair, how you doing? Patrice, what's up? Big up yourself. Me now look on the chat, you know. Me I read. Anyway, so according to this, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman, now chairman Mr. Leachin, could lose control of the group without the consent of the other shareholders and note holders. People, this not safe. A NCB we are talking about, you know. A NCB we are talking about, you know. In the event, the enforcement of the pledge of shares result in agreement for any person or group to acquire beneficial ownership of 20% or more of our outstanding shares. Such agreement would be subject to central bank approval. A new substantial or controlling shareholder may also have different strategy priorities and operational approach that could adversely affect our business results of operation and financial conditions, the document stated. People, we have to read that again. This is a very important part of this article. This right here, sir, we are highlighting in blue this whole paragraph. It says, in the event the enforcement of pledge of the shares result in an agreement for any person or group to acquire beneficial ownership of 20% or more of our outstanding shares, such agreement would be subject to central bank approval. A new substantial or controlling shareholder may also have different strategy, priorities, or operational approach that could adversely affect our business, results of operations, financial conditions. The document said, Mighty God. Sharon, what's up, Sharon? How you doing, my love? It's good to see you, love. Like up the live, ladies and gentlemen, please. That's all I can ask. And remember, if you want to donate, the donation link is right there in front of you. You can donate to the Cash App, PayPal, and the Zelle is available. Anyway, moving on. Big up Nightbot. Nightbot is dropping everything in the chat. All the information you need. Portland, Barbados had a US $23 million bond registered in Trinidad and Tobago, which was set to mature in April 2024. The bond structured with a final bullet payment, right, was not repaid on its due date. Portland subsequently entered into negotiations with investors, and the outstanding amount was cleared by September 2024. Investors initially assessed the US $4 million in cash collateral, followed by 3 additional payments by Portland, totaling $16 million US. That bond carried an interest rate of 10.25%, inclusive of 2% default premium applied due to the missed maturity. Republic Bank Limited served as trustee for the instrument, which mostly offered to Trinidad and Tobago investors. NCBFG is listed on both the Jamaica Stock Exchange and the Trinidad Stock Exchange. A NCBFG source told Sunday Business Guardian that the NCBFG has over 1,600 shareholders on its TNT register. That does not mean they are all residents of Trinidad and Tobago, right? And that they are not Trinidad or that they are not Trinidad and Tobago residents who are on its registry in Jamaica. Interesting. NCBFG has a total of 47,698 shareholders. Damn. As at March 31st. NCB dividend of Jamaica 50 cents is to be paid tomorrow. What? Which will provide shareholders with a total of Jamaican $1.9 billion Jamaican dollars. Yo, I am so confused. What do I mean by dividend? No, I have to go look up that word there. Dividend. Yeah, dividend, that word there messed me up because it moved from 50 cents to, what do you mean by dividend? What's that? Dividend. Dividend means sum of money paid regularly, typically annually, by a company to its shareholders out of its profits or reserves. A number to be divided by another number. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. So the dividend of 50 cents is to be paid tomorrow. This article was when? This article is June 9th. So what you tell me say? What they really tell me say? Tomorrow as in the 10th, which will provide shareholders with a total of Jamaica $1.29 billion. AIC Barbados is set to receive 593.53 million Jamaican dollars. A company called NCB Global Holdings Limited, a subsidiary of NCBFG, owns 61.7% of West Mooring Headquarters Guardian Holding Limited, GHL. A disclosure in GHL's 2024 annual report indicates Michael Leachin has a majority control position in NCB Global Holding Limited. which is the beneficial owner of 61.7% of the outstanding shares in GHL. Service agreement. The information memorandum also disclosed that the services agreement between NCBFG and AIC Global Holding Inc. is set to conclude at the end of July 2025. AIC Global, a company owned by Leachin, has been provided administrative and other supportive functions to NCB and its subsidiary under a contract with an annual base fee of US 4.8 million. The company received over 10 million in 2024 and further US 6.4 million between October 2024 and March 2025. All contractual partners due to the termination date has been already settled. As of the day of this offering memorandum, Mr. Lee remains the chairman of the board, with the terms of his modified engagement currently being negotiated and which are expected to be consistent with the terms of engagement applied to his role vis-a-vis those of other non-executive director of the board, the disclosure noted. Clarion Bank, the document also referred NCB agreement to sell 30.2% of its stake in Bermuda-based Clarion Group to Cornerstone Financial Holdings Limited on May 8, 2025. The long stop date of the sale and purchase agreement expired, and the parties elected not to extend the agreement. NCBFG acquired its original 50.1% stake in Clarion in December 2027. The NCB acquisition coincided with Portland's Private Equity Limited, which is controlled by Leachin, acquiring a 17.92% stake in Clarion for US $10 million. According to a June 14, 2024 article in the Jamaica Observer, so according to the memorandum, I think this is the end, right? Woo! According to the memorandum, following the expiration of sale and purchase agreement in June 2025, NCBFG was advised that the previously agreed exit provision for a minority shareholder group in private equity funds, in which Honorable Michael A. Leachin, OG, and Robert Almeida, the chairman and group CEO of NCBFG, respectively, each holds an interest, will be triggered by the minority shareholder group, pursuant to which NCBFG will acquire an additional 17.9% stake in Clarion Group from the minority shareholder group at the fair market value of CGL shares, as will be determined by an expert or another mutually agreed method in accordance with the applicable stakeholders agreement. The offering memorandum states that as of the date of the offering memorandum and based on the recently expired transaction, we estimate the fair value of which the minority stake in Clarion Group will acquire to be approximately US $20 million. What? Hold up. Wait. The offering memorandum states that as of the date of the offering memorandum and based on the recently expired transaction, they estimate the fair value of the minority stake in the Clarion Group will require an approximately US $20 million. Wagwan, Sonia. Sonia M. Big up yourself. I will Sharon say. Sharon says Sagicor fi sue them if them refuse to pay. Me not get involved in a for them business. Alright. Them are something a big people. You hear them money and them figure ya? Huh? Mighty God. Anyway, moving on to the cleaner. That I'm Mr. Leaching. People, Pan Jamaica to offload holdings worth $6 billion. This was yesterday. Pan Jamaica Group Limited will be divesting a mix of listed equities and funds worth $6 billion. Vice Chairman and CEO Jeffrey Hall has said it is to remove assets that we don't want to have control over in terms of the timing of cash flows. Hall said Thursday at the company's annual general meeting held at the ROK Hotel, which is owned by Panjam. The group currently holds 37.6 billion in capital. Ooh. Down slightly from a 38.5 billion. Ooh, okay. I see what happened. Recorded a year earlier, so them lose money. Its average return on capital was 6% in 2024, compared to a 4.2% in 2023. Returns fell into single-digit range at less than 8% at the onset of the pandemic in 2020. Okay. Prior to that, Turning Point's returns were at 21.7%. So, ladies and gentlemen, prior to 2020, they had returns of 21.7%. Right? In 2023, it was 4.2%. 3 years prior to 2020. Pandemic do a lot of damage, eh? And then in 2024, it was 6%. Mighty God. The company intends to redeploy capital into ventures with more consistent earnings to improve returns. Hall noted that the Jamaican Producer Group, which merged its operating assets with Panjam in 2023, historically recorded an average return on capital of 15%. Oh, that's the no. Last year, Panjam exited the Downing Street Realty Fund X1 looks like 9, a Canadian based fund for 553 million, from which it raised a gain of 350 million. Additionally, the group disposed of land in Norbrook, St. Andrew, citing its incompatibility with core operations. Roslyn, how you doing? Good to see you, love. The land in question was in Norbrook and therefore zoned as residential, making it outside of our focus, Hall explained, referring the group's property segment with priorities retail stores, business hotels, commercial real estate. While the group invests in warehousing within its logistics operations, it generally avoids residential deployment. Pan Jamaica operates across 4 main segments: property, logistics, food, and finance. Within its property division, Hall noted that a Montego Bay property remained under active consideration for development. He declined to give details. The intention is to develop the land within our strategic objectives. As said before, it could be retail, business hotels, and cooperative offices, said Hall. For the March 1st quarter, Pan Jamaica report a net profit of 2.1 billion, reflecting an 81% year-on-year increase. Its cash holdings improved 11% to 15.7 billion. Hey man. In March now what do you want? They reported a net of 2.1 billion. Cash holding improved 11%. So, what do you think about these people? What do you think this is a good sign? Offloading $6 billion worth of assets. Between NCB and this, what do you think? Some little shakiness there to me still now. Right? Just using my noggin. Hey, your birthday, my Robinson. You one day for your family, okay? Oh yeah, I try so hard. I don't know, man. I want to hear from the experts. The experts in financing. I would love to hear from you guys in regards to these particular articles. Right? But I wanted to share that with y'all. So leeching, boy, if we all this look good, but then, hey, get the right people to advocate for you, who knows. But NCB really looks like it's in a pickle. It does. It really does. What does that mean for the people that have an account there? Yeah, I'm definitely not qualified to even speak, but at some point in your life, you have to use your gut feeling. God gave us, all of us, that connection. Yeah, even when you're sleeping, yeah, you'll get nudged. All right, so you know what y'all think about that, man? You know what y'all think? I want to say a big shout out to the people that came on Bolo V&R clips. Big up on yourself. Remember to hit the like button going through the door as we wrap up. Alright? All 30 plus of you over there. For the people that is left over here on Bolo V&R 2.0, the same rule applies. Remember to hit the like button going through the door. And isn't it a beautiful thing, guys? A beautiful thing that the PMP has won yet another legal battle and has been on the right side of history where our laws is concerned. I can't say the same for the Jamaica Labour Party, but there's more open and fresh disgrace to come, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, it's coming. You guys have a blessed one. Yeah, it's prime time right now. It's a bowl of NCB trouble in all of that. Hold on there. One thing. May I try that person again. Person, I was very adamant, so they want to talk to me, Now me I call them, you see it? Want to see how life go do? Hey, my people. This person called me now and I was very adamant, And him asked when at the best time, and I say, I don't know when I go live again. But look how me I call a perfect time for you to talk to me now, because I don't know what this is. I'm traveling blind right now. This could be breaking news. General, I'm live right now, There you are, man. The people in my ear, I'm live right now. Yeah. hold on there. You never call me and tell me say I want a story to tell or a reason or whatever. You didn't call me and tell me that. And you call me? Look like a wrong someone me call. Yeah, my general. Alright, let's see our word. Yeah, man, I try to get to it personal. Respect. I gotta get to this person, man. Somebody texted me early this morning, bro. I'm talking about early this morning. I said, what? When I saw the text, I said, whoa, what's going on here? Let me see if I can find the person. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me, my people. Bear with me. What my boy name?
Teacher, then double rich, then triple rich, you all of them a millionaire teacher. That's why yesterday I have too much big talk. That's why yesterday I shoot them one another, so I shoot them one another. So I go for the Portmore people, them and I demand them to change up boundary for their state of power. But it not gonna work. It can't work. There is no way Portmore can be a parish and it will have nothing at all. And the people don't even stand. Let me tell you something. This can't work, government. Andrew, you have to take this. When I say you have to take back this, you have to take back this. And you can't call an election because you call it done. So when when you don't call you're done. If you call you're done and if you don't call you're done, so what you gonna do? You're there in the take for yourself. You feel you know, pack your bag and go, resign, take for yourself your peaceful life, go on the way up, because we still gonna lock you up and you can't escape. No, you can't escape. Thief! Me say, I just go for the internet and type in Andrew name a thief come. And the second thing we come up, oh God back. And you know, what you say? Man, who like come up in a teacher screen and I say, I Andrew name, boom, thief. I like come up. So Andrew is a thief and he is a liar and he is a big nothing but a dirty criminal. Andrew retired and you left the country. Country and a fear. Your mama never will help you. And your father never, your two father never will help nothing to you. Right? Right now I'm thinking that rich and never work from them bad, never work millionaire. You understand? So what I want? And Jamaica people are broke. Eh? Teacher, this cannot work. Thief! Criminal! FBI to come to them now wait. Mr. Boy, call them. FBI, please, you know, come. The matter get worse. The matter get dread. FBI, you know, come down in Jamaica, come to Pagwan. The situation not right. It's not pretty at all. Bad things are going on here. Dread things are going on here. Judgment on the people that want help. FBI, come help with. FBI, please, we are begging over the last time we were on the bridge. FBI, FBI. Oh no, wait. It can get dread. And to take for yourself is a thief. Wicked and lie. What's real are you? But we can't eat, we can't drink, we are so far down here. FBI, boy, call them. Let me call them, boy, call them in our country. Call the big liar for a and give him money and make him chop the case here. Because they have the money. SSL lock them. SSL nothing to nobody and nothing what none at all. Because I write the evidence down in the laptop, them touch off and thief. So boy, if you get the money and the poor people, then if you get back the money, then it's thief. Judgment! FBI will come, get them quick and fast. What, Mr. Carlos? Hear them come. Nature, bless up yourself.
Hey, me say first time me hear that audio then, me say me have to record this. Me actually hear it live. Me say, no, sir. Where Brother Leroy deal with? Brother Leroy, this young man. Brother Leroy, the normal. And people, the views and opinions of the audience that I play are not necessarily that of my own. Yes, this is the people speaking. Alright, I will not be held liable for their thoughts. My thoughts is my thoughts. Their thoughts is their thoughts. Anyway, I try to find this person, man. But unfortunately, you know. See nobody around on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. The person said they want me to interview them. And I'm like, interview? What? And I never got to, you know, like reach out and like, you know, so what's this about type of vibe. And I really don't have a problem with a hands-on, you know, a hands-on situation where, you know, they can just call or whatever. If they're open to that, of course, I don't have a problem. So, I'm here still trying to find the person. Come on. Anyway, I'm gonna just move on. It a go bitter when the right time come. Yeah, some a go charge for corruption. Oh yes. Wow, I saw this a place that is lively. Oh man, the PNP rally then dangerous, man. Oh, queer people. Come and never see all of this. Oh. Okay. Nah, can't work with the music, but one hot topic, big up hot topic, you know. No, but seriously. No, man, the PMP, they're festive, man. PMP, they're festive, bad. Festive. Big old space, this, man, them set up them camera and thing already. If I one thing me know about Jamaican people, why only love outside. Anytime one event I keep everybody prowl off out the door. Them not like, hey, them not like organization, bro. You have to tell them. As I talk about that, big up Mr. Alfred Dawes, you know. I want to keep Mr. Alfred Dawes in our prayers, you know. As a matter of fact, just pray for you all like PMP, yeah, man, because all of them life in a danger. Big up Isaac Buchanan. You know, say Andre said one thing like in broadcasting. You know, Isaac had a portion of thing, though. Isaac Buchanan had a portion of thing in the people. Isaac busy, you know. Yeah, man, Isaac busy, man. DRTV, if you're in the background, big up yourself, you know. Yeah, man, big up yourself, DRTV. Saturday, if you're in the butches, big up yourself. You understand? Oh, see person here. See the person here. Find the smarty to blow. About 100 voice note they send me. I don't even listen to one all now. Let me see if them available. See the small one I look for, man. Sure. Yeah. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I'm live right now. Yes, you said that you wanted me to interview you. Okay. Is that a yes? Maybe yes. Alright, so let me hold on. Let me just start the recording. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know the individual that I'm speaking to. This is very spontaneous. And so, full disclaimer, she's telling her story and I'm listening. You say your story is big. It's huge. Mm-hmm. Oh, oh my God. All right. So listen, what I am, what I'm going to do is, I am going to mute my mic and allow you to speak. So don't worry about me not speaking. Just tell your story. All right. All right. Go ahead. You have the floor. Go ahead.
So I left Jamaica when I was about 18 and a half years old to attend college. I came from a family that had real estate that was passed on from one generation to the next. And I primarily came to help my dad in 2014 because he was elderly and alone. And my experience includes members of the Jamaica Labour Party and the Freemason Society in Jamaica. From the minute I got to Jamaica, I was being watched because apparently they had designs on my father's estate, the Jamaica Labour Party and the Jamaica Freemasons. They pretty much were gang stalking me and trying to engineer aspects of my life because they assumed I'd be the one who would inherit my father's assets. And they had a problem with that because apparently like a whole bunch of them had designs on taking my father's assets for themselves. So what they did though was to, along with family members who were very jealous of this whole situation between my father and I helped him in his company. His company delivered water to schools, prisons, hospitals in Jamaica. That would be potable water from the National Water Commission. And the National Water Commission was taking money off the top of my father's invoices, and I became involved in his business to the point where he appointed me also as a director of his company, much to their dismay. And so they attempted to take over my father's company because we ended up suing the National Water Commission for those invoices. They had stolen $31 million from us. And they threatened my dad, and he was saying that when we discussed company business at night, he was saying that we should drop the lawsuit against NWC. And I told him no, because what are we supposed to do? Give away $31 million of profit that the company made? On top of that, the tax administration wanted to charge us $2 million in taxes. And we told them we're not paying them until they pay off what they owe to our company. So that became stymied. My father had property in St. Anne's Bay. The St. Anne Parish Council, along with someone who bought a lot, tried to work with an attorney to bring litigation against my father because they said he was supposed to sell them plus or minus a quarter acre, and the lot line was not accurate. And they tried to put...
One second. Oh my God. What? What you saying? Hold on. Just back up a bit. Back up a bit. Somebody in the chat asked, what is Freemason? Explain that to them. The lodge, that like what Everald Warmington talk about. Okay, alright. I don't know where none of those things are located. Okay. Continue, ma'am. I'm sorry to have, but yes. Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, your brother came in and what he was saying to you. And you were saying something about Andronis knowing something about with your what your brother. What? Oh my God. What? Mommy, I need to go listen to my program right now. Breaking news. What?
So the law firm I had used to file litigation, they insisted that we needed to produce our banking information, but more than that, they wanted for us to divert our banking to them, to their accounts, whatever invoices, etc., and payment. I told them no. What kind of foolishness is that? Then they said we needed an accountant to corroborate the missing $31 million. So the accountant they put us on to, apparently he told Holness and Juliet about the lucrativeness of my father's business. And he did an audit on all of the banking information I gave to him instead of just the banking with NWC. So they wanted my father's company now. They wanted to take over the type of business my father ran and how it operates. That was their greatest interest. Anyhow, eventually we did win the lawsuit. They settled and they paid back the money, but they paid it back in increments. The only thing is that money came into my JLP Freemason brothers' hands, not my father's nor my hand. Because my brother, his name is the first and last name of my dad, but not the same middle name. And he was going around saying he was my dad. This is how all this thievery took place.
People, una have to come over to Bolo V&R 2.0 here. I end that one here. Exclusive.